Travel, living abroad, Q&A. Let's get it. Not me starting this video off of me rubbing my eye. I'm at her waiting on her Uber right now, y'all. About to go to the pool, hang out with my friends for a little bit. But, yeah, I figured I would go live real quick. I didn't get to go live yesterday, so I said I was going to try to go today. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm waiting on my Uber. It's supposed to be here in like 2 minutes. Let me check what happens. But like I said, I'm waiting on my Uber. It's supposed to be here in like 2 minutes. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I'm out here waiting on my Uber right now, which is taking literally all day long. I swear. A tip for y'all, if you travel to Panama City, order your Uber like 10 to 15 minutes before you actually need it, because even when it says that Uber is, and I guess it depends on the location too, but like even if it says that Uber is only like 5 minutes away, like this is like my third time taking an Uber from our place, and no exaggeration, like every time, even if it says the Uber is closed, we still end up waiting like minimum 10 minutes minimum. Like my shit's been saying that my Uber is 2 minutes away for like a solid like 8 minutes now. So is that a party bus? Hold on, baby, what is this? Y'all, look at this bus. As soon as I figure out how to turn the camera around, y'all, my more button not even working. I can't even turn the damn camera around. Well, what does that say? Costa Amba Colon. What is this bus? Y'all, my button literally, it's just not working. I can't even turn the camera around. TikTok being ghetto today. Let me see. Yeah, none of my buttons at the bottom of the screen are working, so don't blame me, blame TikTok. Oh, they didn't turn the music up? Okay. I don't know what I got going on out here, y'all. I'm just, I don't know. TikTok. Oh, they didn't turn the music up? Okay. I don't know what I got going on out here, y'all. I'm just, I don't know. It still says my Uber is 2 minutes away. I don't even know how this is possible. Thank y'all for the hearts. Welcome, by the way. Welcome to Panama. Feel free to drop in the comments. Let me know where you are joining in from. Let me know what time it is. It's 12:22 p.m. here in Panama City, Panama right now. I am getting ready to go to my friend's Airbnb to hang out with them at the pool. But they got these little buses out here, and I just don't know. And my shit still is not working. Like, I cannot turn it around. It's the strangest thing to me. Yeah, like, oh, wait. Okay, so that button did work. I just realized I could turn me around. So, like, that's the bus I'm talking about. I don't even know if y'all saw that. So that button did work. I just realized I could turn me around. So, like, that's the bus I'm talking about. I don't even know if y'all saw that. Y'all hear all the honking out here? I did this whole video about how like Americans have too much road rage, and how if you go to other countries, like the road rage isn't that bad, and then out here in Panama it's a little crazy. But it's like, I feel like the US road rage is like, if you cut me off again, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And like when I go, so this is the bus. So I'm not real sure like how that works in terms of like, is it a hop on hop off bus? Do you book it? Like, I'm not real sure. It don't look like the most comfortable bus to party on, but it look like it's lit, I'll tell you that much. So, but what travel questions do y'all have for me? My husband and I are living abroad this year. I say this year, we're living abroad. We left the US in February, and we've been to 8 different countries this year so far. Lots of interesting experiences. So I'm happy to share any questions you have about travel, any questions you have about living abroad. I'm leaving for Panama tonight. Anything going on this weekend? If there is something going on, I honestly don't know. There are some black expats groups for Panama that I'm in, but I haven't seen anything for this weekend. But shit, if you find something that's going on this weekend, let me know. Tonight, me and my friends are doing a bar crawl. Well, you said this weekend. Today's Friday. Do you mean like literally this weekend? Thank y'all for the hearts. Do you mean literally this weekend, or do you mean like next weekend? Okay, now the Uber says 1 minute. I don't want to cancel because I feel like if I cancel, it's going to be hell trying to get another Uber. So I'm going to just thug this one out, It's 12:25 now. I swear, I think I ordered this Uber at like 12, like 14 or something like that. This weekend and next week. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know about anything going on this weekend. One of the expats group that I'm in, they do these like weekly meetups. Like they had like a business one for business owners, which if you're just traveling through, you're probably not super interested in. Then they have like a meet and greet on Wednesday. Yeah, I would say check the groups, because honestly, me and my husband have been laying low here. I've been doing more stuff this week because my friends are here, but me and my husband, most of the time, like we've just been chilling here in Panama. We haven't done like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, we did more stuff this week, and we are doing a bar crawl tonight. I've been checking out the Casco Viejo area. The area is super, super cute. I'm actually in San Francisco, which is an area that's really popular for like expats and like people to live in whenever they come to Panama City. But I have asked some locals for some recommendations. A lot of people say like Causeway is a really good place to go. So my friends might go there tonight for dinner. And then, and then like Casco Viejo for like just like little cute shops. And then a lot of times, a lot of the restaurants at night end up turning into like rooftop bars. I'm scouting for possibly moving there. So then you might be interested in the expat meeting that's happening. Is that my driver? Into like rooftop bars. I'm scouting for possibly moving there. So then you might be interested in the expat meeting that's happening. Is that my driver? Hold on. That is not my driver, but that was wishful thinking on my part. This traffic right here is crazy, low key. But yeah, if you are to potentially moving here, then in that case, you might be interested in doing that event on Wednesday. So join the Black Expats in Panama Facebook group, and there's more information on the thing for Wednesday. What else? What other travel questions y'all got for me? It's hot as shit out here. It's not even hot, y'all. It's just humid. Like, you see the sheen on my face? This is from, like, the humidity from just, like, standing out here. But, y'all, you're welcome. Bless. Okay? We gonna make it work with this little fan. Is there an ebook? Hold on. Bless. Okay? We gonna make it work with this little fan. Is there an ebook? Hold on. But yeah, based on what I've seen so far, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little bit about like Panama. So like I said, the traffic is crazy. Like, y'all, I'm not even, so I cannot, are these buttons working now? Oh, they are. Okay, y'all, do you see all this like traffic down here? Y'all, keep in mind, this is not even like a main road. The main road is like back that way. Like, this is like a side street, and like you see all that traffic. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. And it is what? It's 12:30 on a Friday afternoon. And this kid is waving at me very enthusiastically. It's 12:30 on a Friday afternoon. So the traffic here in certain areas is a little crazy. Like, I haven't had any big issues, but just from like what I've seen. And then like last night I was in an Uber, and I was literally, thank y'all so much for the hearts. Last night I was in an Uber, and I was literally like, we were like 4 minutes from the banner is too big. What do you mean? Too big for what? Like, you can't see? Is that what you meant? Oh my God, I'm so hot. We were like 4 minutes from where I live, and then we made one turn, and then like all of a sudden oh my bad. All of a sudden the traffic was just like fucking nuts, and it was like almost midnight last night. So the traffic here is not great, but I mean, honestly, it's like that in a lot of cities, right? I mean, it's a city. In Bangkok, when we were in Thailand, y'all, that traffic, I'm not exaggerating. When we left Thailand, it took us like an hour and a half to get to the airport, and it was supposed to be like a 35-minute drive. Like, so at the end of the day, you know, that's going to be a thing with cities, right? Like, there's going to be traffic, but that is one thing with Panama. Like I said earlier, if you do come to Panama, I would highly recommend, like, just know with the Ubers that you should order them in advance, because don't think like it's going to say 2 minutes and it's going to be here in 2 minutes, because I've been waiting on this Uber for like 20 minutes now. And when I first put it in, it said 7 minutes away. Is this my Uber? Nope, it's not. Oh, let me check my Uber app. Hold on. For like 20 minutes now. And when I first put it in, it said 7 minutes away. Is this my Uber? Nope, it's not. Oh, let me check my Uber app. Hold on. Y'all, I swear this man must have missed a turn, because it says he's 6 minutes away now. I'm really trying not to cancel. I'm really trying not to cancel on him. I'm also wondering, it could also be like specifically like where I am. So the area, not the area that I'm in, but like the road is a one-way, and Panama is one of those places where if you miss your turn, it's over. Like, it's over. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you can literally plan to add like an additional 10 minutes to your journey. So I'm actually wondering if I need to start getting an Uber from the main road instead of like directly in front of my apartment, which is tedious. But at the end of the day, I'm like, shit, at this point, like, this shit done gone from 2 minutes to 6 minutes. Hold on. Yeah, that's annoying as hell. And I've done some videos on like the unsexy parts of travel. You know, I've told y'all, those who y'all who've been going live with me for a minute, I started going live in Vietnam back in March. And so I've been telling y'all that there are so many unsexy sites to travel that I feel like a lot of creators don't necessarily talk about. They're just like, oh, here's like some pretty blue water, and here's me having this really cool experience. And I'd be like, y'all join my lives, because I'm gonna give y'all the real on travel. Like, yeah, it's amazing, but like right now, this is really fucking annoying. Like, my friends got to the pool like 45 minutes ago, and I'm not even on the way to them yet because of like the traffic over here, and because of how long this Uber is taking. Like, part of me is like, just go back in the house, Bianca, forget it. Like, just forget it. Like, I'm trying to not be annoyed about it. And this is travel. Like, this has happened multiple occasions, not just here in Panama. This has happened in multiple countries where, drivers have canceled on us, or we, turned down taxis because they were like trying to overcharge us, or for, insert X number of reasons, you just cannot get an Uber or a taxi, whichever. And it's annoying as hell, but it's part of the process. I will also say that I don't know how much I love Panamanian food. I'm not going to say I don't like it, because I've eaten some of it, but I feel like there's still a lot more that I can try before I make that determination. Before I determine before I like flat out be like, I don't like Panamanian food. But I will say that, like, based on what I've had here, it's kind of like, it's just okay compared to food in other countries, including like Latin America. Oh, the sun coming out. I'll have to put on my sunglasses. And that's including Latin American countries. So, oh damn, I can't see the screen when I do that. Good ass sunglasses. Amazon. But yeah, what the hell was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, the food. But yeah, from what I've had so far, I just really have not been impressed. Let me check my Uber app, y'all. Hold on. Okay, now it says the Uber is 1 minute away, and I think it looks like he's actually about to turn on this road. So we might be getting somewhere, y'all. We might be getting somewhere. But anyway, yeah, compared to food I've had in other Latin American countries like Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, El Salvador, like Panama and Chile are probably my least favorite in terms of food in Latin America. So a lot of their foods a lot of them are fried, which is that's not just a Panama thing. Like even in Brazil, like there is like a lot of like fried foods and stuff there too. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of the food I've had in Panama, like, I hate to be that person, but I feel like it's just not that seasoned to me, like again, like compared to other places that I have been. So yeah, that's my take on Panamanian food. Also, Panama, there's like water everywhere. Like even from our apartment, we have some beautiful views and we can see water, but it's very confusing in terms of like, is it the ocean or is it the marina? Don't ask me what a marina is, because I don't really know. But what I'll tell you is, even when I ask people in Panama, like, y'all, they don't know either. Like it's actually kind of funny. Like it's confusing for them too, like how there's like so much. I think this might be my Uber. It's confusing to me about is this you? God, and here, oh, you know what, another thing about Uber I'll tell you is that they don't, this is my guy, yes, hold on now. Buenas tardes. Oh shit. Guy, yes, hold on now. Buenas tardes. Oh shit. One second. Okay, we in here. What the hell was I at? What was I talking about, y'all? I'm so sorry. Officially in the Uber. That's nice because it's nice and air conditioned in here, and it smells really good. Another quick thing about Panama, they don't, oh, the water, I'm gonna come back to the water. They don't have license plates in the front, which in North Carolina, which is where I'm from, they actually don't have that either. But I never really thought about how convenient it is whenever you're getting an Uber to actually have that license plate in the front, because then as soon as your Uber is pulling up, you know it's yours, versus like just now where it's like I have to, even when the car pulls up, you don't technically know it's yours until you walk around the back to get the license plate. But yeah, back to the water. Like there's water everywhere here, but it's not like swimmable water. So seafood is really, really big here. We had a birthday dinner for my friend last night, and she ordered lobster. My sister ordered mahi. What did I order? I ordered octopus. So yeah, seafood is a really, really big thing here, and I will say the seafood that I've had here has been really, really good. I think it's just been the more like traditional. Hey Tamira, I'm in Panama. Welcome, it's been a while. But as far as like traditional Panamanian food, like that's just kind of been like okay for me. There was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, going back to the water. So even though I'm about to get whiplash in this bitch, even though I can't stop laughing because like y'all, this traffic is like it's literally dumb. Like it's not even real traffic. That's the shit that's funny to me. Like it's just like cars like backing out, like some people who are like taking a long time to turn. It's not even like actual traffic. But yeah, so there is a lot of water here, but a lot of it is not swimmable. However, some of y'all know I did a video on this. There are like islands in Panama. So the San Blas Islands, oh my god, that car narrowly missed us. Oh yeah, the driving is crazy. You know, I actually didn't think the driving was that crazy whenever I first got here, but now I can confirm the driving here is nuts. But honestly, based on like an American standard, it's like that a lot of places I go. Like you would be shocked at the way that people drive, and you would be shocked at the fact that you rarely ever even see accidents. Like in the US, like, you know, the driving is like the safest based on like, you know, 27 countries, but I see accidents all the time in the US. In these other countries, the driving is crazy, but you rarely ever see a car accident. So fun fact there. But that's where I'm gonna finish what I was saying about the water. So water, they're like the San Blas Islands are supposed to be like really, really beautiful. So me and my husband would love to see that before we leave. And then I did a catamaran to, I need to take this out because I need to redo it from when I go swimming. I don't know if this weave is gonna make it after the pool, y'all, so pray for me. But anyway, we did a catamaran and we went to Taboga Island, which is like really popular for here in Panama. It was like, I mean, I can't even, that water was so beautiful and it was so warm, and it was just, honestly, it was just phenomenal. I'm trying to work up courage to like jump in the water off of a boat. I don't know. What is y'all swim levels? Are y'all like, would you label yourself as like beginner, intermediate, or like you're a fish? I'm just curious, because it's been like on my bucket list, and like I know how to swim, but like it's like I don't know, it's like sometimes I feel like I have like a fear of like deep water, and like I'll swim in water that I can't stand up in, especially in the ocean. Like the pool, you gotta do too much shredding in the pool, but if you get like in some like nice like salt water where like most of the time you just like float, like you don't gotta try that hard to float, like that's how the water was here. And it was like that at this beach called Punta Uva in Costa Rica as well. Definitely a beginner. I'm so afraid of deep waters. Is it Naya? I feel you. I really do. And it's funny because I feel like there is a big difference in knowing how to swim and like not being afraid of the water. Because like I said, like physically, like I can swim. Like I've been swimming for a long time. I took swim lessons whenever I was younger, and I actually took swim lessons as an adult a few times. But yeah, like whenever y'all, you see this car ride. But yeah, whenever it's definitely different when you're in deep water. But it's so nice, like, and like I said, but it has to be the right water. Like there are some waters where you gotta fight for your life to stay up. Like there was one place on the catamaran where the first place we stopped, y'all, when I tell you that water was so rough, I would not let go of the ladder. And I had a noodle, like I even had like the little floaty noodle and everything. I would not let go of that ladder because that's literally how afraid I was gonna be carried out by the current. Like that water was so rough. And when I say so rough, if you're looking at that water from the boat, it doesn't even look like it's rough. But when you're in it, like so I would say that that's a big thing. Like if you are someone who wants to like get over your fear of deep water, go somewhere where like the water is like it's when I don't know if flat is like the right word, but like it's not moving. Like whenever you can see the water moving whenever you're on a boat, even if it looks like it's not that rough, just think however it looks from the boat, it's gonna be twice as rough whenever you get down there. But we did a catamaran to Toboga Island, and like the water was so calm. I was like I do not want to leave here. I'm like, can I live here? Like F Panama City, can I live on Toboga Island? Like that's where I want to be. But yeah, it is what it is. What else about Panama? Hey y'all, welcome who are just not joining. Welcome to Panama. Drop your travel and or moving abroad questions in the comments if you have them. Happy to answer any travel questions. I started this page not a long time ago, like a little bit more than a year ago. A long time ago. It's very dramatic. And you know, I just started it because how long are you going to be there? That's a good question. Originally we were going to be here for 2 months. After being here for almost 2 weeks, we don't know if we still want to do that, just because it's a lot pricier than we expected, and also because a lot of the expats here are like retirement age, and we were hoping for a little bit more like diversity in terms of like more like millennial. Y'all see how long I've been in this taxi, right? Y'all, I'm literally like a 2-minute walk from my apartment from like how long I've been in here. Like that's how like the traffic is. Y'all, I'm literally like a 2-minute walk from my apartment from like how long I've been in here. Like that's how like the traffic is. But since we what, Bianca? What am I trying to say? I get distracted every time my phone does something else. Oh, I just remembered something. Anyway, so as of right now, we don't know how long we're gonna be here. We might leave. So we have the place that we're in right now. We have it until September 4th. Like I said, originally we were planning on being here until like October 4th, but since and it's not like I don't like it here. Like it's not even that. Like I think like the way that I look at travel is, and this is very much like a Bianca thing. Like this is just how I look at it though. Whenever I think about travel destinations, my brain kind of sorts them into like 3 different categories. The first category being, oh, this is a place I would like to see. And whenever I say see, that means like 24 to 48 hours and I'm probably good. So for me, somewhere like Ireland. Like I don't like Ireland, or you know what, I'm not even gonna say Ireland because Ireland isn't even really on my want to go list, but like Australia, for example. Like I would love to see Australia. I don't necessarily care to stay there for a long time, but I think it would be cool to see it for a couple of days. New Zealand, I would stay a little bit longer. Where else? Switzerland. Switzerland looks beautiful. I would love to spend like a couple days there, but like I wouldn't be interested in staying there long term. And so then the second category is like places that I would like to stay for, I would say like 1 to 2 weeks. So places like Zanzibar, which is in Tanzania, places like Madagascar, Seychelles, Mauritius. Although no, I'd take Mauritius out because I would stay in Mauritius longer. What's another place that I would like to visit, but I'm not gonna like stay there, like, or I'm not gonna live Paris, right? Like I would stay in Paris for like a few weeks, but I'm not going to live there. And that's my third category. My third category would be places that I would be willing to live in. And so based on what I've seen so far, to me, Panama is more of a 1 to 2 week visit kind of place for me versus living. I've only been in one other country, but I feel you. I feel you. Listen, you gotta start with one at a time. I started with one. What country are you currently living in? Mimi, I am in, oh my God, I almost said I'm in Thailand. I'm in Panama right now. Hold on. Are you currently living in? Mimi, I am in, oh my God, I almost said I'm in Thailand. I'm in Panama right now. Hold on. Are you currently living in? Mimi, I am in, oh my God, I almost said I'm in Thailand. I'm in Panama right now. Hold on. Related to Panama. This could be any country, but you know, if you're by yourself, you know, whenever you get in an Uber or, you know, whatever, like share your trip status with somebody. So like we have a group, oh my God, y'all, I'm telling you, whiplash. We have a group, like a group chat with like our family member. I can't stop laughing at how much this camera is shaking right now. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm about to make y'all sick. And I've heard they do have some tripods where it keeps the phone still. I might need to look into those. But anyway, I lost my train of thought again. I'm in Panama right now. What's the next country on the list to visit after Panama? So we want to go to Africa. We really wanted to go to Kenya, but with the civil unrest happening right now, it's just not really the best time. So honestly, we don't know. Maybe Mauritius. So the one thing we are sure about in terms of our itinerary for this year is South Africa for December. Like that's like the one thing that we are sure about. But other than that, we don't know. But I would say the plan is to go to Africa. We have considered and talked about going back to Thailand. I even looked at places in Mexico. So I mean, as you can see, it's real open right now. We need to make the decision within like literally like the next 2 to 3 days on if we are going to still stay here for 2 months, which would, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, like it would be nice to like not have to move again right now and to not like to just have more time to just chill. But again, you know, one of the reasons we left the US was to live like a more affordable life. And like, so the place that we're at now is like $1,750. And like I found a place in like Playa del Carmen for like $1,200. So, you know, that's like a $500 difference. And y'all, if y'all have been looking at any of my living abroad update videos, which if you haven't, make sure you watch those, because I'm always kind of telling y'all like what's going on and what I'm thinking of wherever I am, stuff that's happening behind the scenes, etc. So hit that follow button if you have not yet. But yeah, it just, I don't know. There's a lot of it just depends right now. Ireland was great, but not to live in. And I think that is a solid point. Because like I said, like with travel, like not every place is going to be a place that you would live, and that's perfectly fine, right? And there's places that I've been to where it's like, oh my God, like I would love to come back here. And then there's places where I've been where I was like, I had a great time here, but I don't need to ever go back. So like, you know, I talk about like Germany, for example. Like I was there for a few days. I had a great time, and I do have 2 friends who live in Germany. So like if the opportunity presented itself, I would go there to see them again. But like I'm not like, oh my God, I have to go back to Germany, or even like Amsterdam. Although Amsterdam is just so charming to me. Like that was really my biggest thing with Amsterdam, and I think my husband would like it there, so I would maybe go back with him. But and then I have other places like Mexico where I've been like 7 times already. So, you know, it just depends. What about Malaysia? I would love to go to Malaysia. We considered doing Malaysia while we did Asia earlier this year. We did Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, China, Japan, and we considered doing Malaysia, but I think that we ended up going back to Thailand after Japan instead of doing a new country, just because we were just kind of at a point where we wanted to be somewhere where we knew that we loved it. We honestly just were not in the mood to try. We were just tired for all the traveling we'd be doing. Like, yo, I'm grateful to be able to live this life. Like, it's a good problem to have. Like, oh my God, I travel so much, I'm so tired. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to sound like, you know, but at the end of the day, like, moving around and stuff, like, it does get tiring. So we could have gone to Malaysia, but instead we chose to just stay in Thailand. It's like I regret it, and I don't. I regret it because I still really want to see Malaysia, and I'm like, damn, Bianca, you were right there. Now you're all the way back on the western side of the world. But I don't regret it because that would mean less time in Thailand, and like we love Thailand so much. So we have considered that as well. Even when we were talking about going back to Asia, you know, I was telling my husband, I was like, if we do go back to Asia, I would love to see Malaysia, and I would love to see Cambodia. I don't know if that'll be like a month-long thing or if it would just be like we stay in Thailand but we go visit those places, because the nice thing about Asia is like once you're there, it's like it's pretty cheap to move around, unlike Africa, unfortunately, but that's another conversation. I had thought about Albania. We actually almost did Albania this month, in fact. We ended up not doing Albania. Why did we? I mean, and we were doing a lot of research, and we even like was watching some videos where like some black people were there and they said they felt safe, although, you know, some people would kind of look at you like because they're not used to seeing black people there. And I hear Albania is beautiful, but I don't know, it was that was when I thought I was meeting some friends in Europe, and I just wanted like a cheap place in Europe to be like. So I have thought about Albania, but I feel like Albania is kind of on that list of like it would be cool to go there for a couple of days. Again, like it looks really beautiful, like the coast. Like I would love to go there and like go to the beach, but I'm not drawn to like, oh, I definitely want to live here, if that makes sense. Even though like I said, I have seen some creators who have lived there or they've stayed there for several months and they did enjoy it. So I think I would definitely still call it an option. But yeah, I'll be honest with y'all, since I mean, at the end of the day, like obviously, like I'm black, so I prefer to be in places where I don't even want to say I'm not the minority, because I'm definitely still the minority in Asia, but like I prefer to be in like you're like going to Europe and living for a long time is not really a dream of mine personally. And yes, there are black people in Europe, I get it, but yeah, it's not really my bag. Other than Paris, I would love to stay, but also like whenever I went to Paris, I was like hanging out with black people anyway. So, and I was doing a lot of black shit in Paris. I actually didn't even do a bunch of touristy stuff, but I was only there for a few days. So that makes a difference for me as well. Croatia. Yeah, Croatia is on my list of places I would like to go because it looks beautiful there. I would like to go there, and I would definitely be interested in going to Yacht Week in Croatia. Taxo, Mexico. How did you pronounce that? I'll go. Listen, there's not many places in Mexico I won't go. Mexico is my favorite country, y'all. Bahrain, Tamara. I've never heard of that country. Where is that at? Literally never heard of it in my life. But they're yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where hi Miraculous. It's really one of those things where you know, the world is our oyster. I want to visit Iceland as well. Iceland is one of those places where I would like to go for at least like a week, because I hear it's just a really cool place. So and it's so funny because no place like home. I mean, I don't really have a home at this point, but it's funny because when my friend's visiting this week for my friend's birthday, I feel like I am truly getting to compare the difference between when you go somewhere for vacation versus when you were just living abroad. Because like my friends are here and they just like balling out, spending like, you know, $100+ a day on like food and like just out all day doing stuff. And it's very much like a vacation vibe, right? Like when you go on like a vacation, like you anticipate that. Me and my husband is different, right? Like we've been like we're living abroad. Like we've been out here living off of like $200 for the whole week. And like I said, my friends are like dropping that like in one day with like all this stuff that they're doing. So it's been really interesting just to kind of see and to kind of be dipping in and out of that, if that makes sense. And when I say like dipping in and out of that, I mean like I literally, like some of the stuff I've done with them and some stuff I haven't done with them. Like right now I'm going over to their pool and then later on I'm doing the bar crawl, but there are some things that they've done without me. I think, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, street art, okay. Oh, Oh, shit. Well, we just gonna pray that I make it here, okay? Okay, little markets over here. Y'all got any food though? We miss the street food in Asia so much, man. That was the best. I think near Thailand or Dubai, I follow a girl. It looks beautiful. Okay. Listen, I could spend a year in Asia. I could spend a year in Africa. I mean, arguably you could spend a year anywhere, but I'm just saying that, like, there's so many places, y'all. Turkey is on my list of places. I actually considered, I would stay in Turkey for, oh my God. Y'all, this driving is crazy. I could stay in Turkey for a month. Like, I would, yeah, we actually considered Turkey. I love Turkish food. Like, I absolutely could stay there for a month. Okay, y'all, 3 minutes away from my destination. We go get there, okay? We go get there. It's a little wild out here, but I'm just trying to hang in here, you know. I'm also trying to make sure I keep, like, I have my phone by the window. This area we in, it's a little sketch, so I just want to be mindful. That is one thing I can say that I really did love about Asia. Like, it's really nice to be somewhere and not be like, you're not even thinking twice about, like, oh, somebody might snatch my phone. But, like, you can't be in places like, and like, not all places, but a lot of areas in, like, Latin America, like Africa, like places where, you know, those are things you have to be mindful of. Miss Missy, I am in Panama right now. Oh, she better make some food. Cause listen, that's what I told y'all. That's what I'm missing, the street food. Like, my friends are staying in this area called Casco Viejo, and it's such a cute little area here. I'm gonna try to come over here and go live one day, but I gotta do that whenever I'm out with my husband, and I got my little bodyguard with me. I ain't about to be walking around the area by myself with my phone out and stuff. What other travel questions y'all got for me? What questions y'all want to know? What you want to know about travel? What you want to know about living abroad? No question is a stupid question. Listen, I've told y'all multiple times, I grew up black and broke, not knowing a damn thing about travel. Like, I wasn't in no kind of passport conversations growing up. So, like, you know, I go live so that I can be a resource for y'all. Like, I go live to show other people that if my big black ass can be out here traveling, then so can y'all. Can we get a quick glance out the window? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just pulled in this area. Like I said, it's a little bit sketch, but I can't keep, if I kept my phone out the window for like a long time, then like TikTok will cut off my live and they'll say that I'm engaging in dangerous activities. So yeah, there's that. Look, it looks like I'm 1 minute away, so I'm gonna let my friends know I'm pulling up. But anyway, yeah, like I said, like, you know, I'm here to be a resource for y'all. Like, I go live so I can show y'all the behind the scenes of travel. Thank you, Missy. Oh, this is the place. Sí, aquí. Yeah. Gracias. Buen día. Okay. All right, y'all. Give me a minute. Gracias. Ciao. Okay. Also, a thing about Latinos. They say bye like 17 times. It's like, ciao, adios, nos vemos. Bye. Oh, I was push. I was confused about this door. Oh, gracias. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Y'all, now I'm headed up to the pool. Anyway, what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm about to get an elevator, so I might lose service for. Anyway, what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm about to get an elevator, so I might lose service for. So, on an adventure, y'all go with me to find the pool where my friends are at. What other travel questions y'all got for me? I'm gonna be hopping off soon. Where the fuck is the pool? Hold on, y'all. Excuse me? ¿Dónde está la piscina? ¿Arriba? Ah, okay, gracias. What the hell? Yo, they told me the pool was on the fourth. They told me the pool was on the fourth floor, and I'm on the fourth floor. And this woman just told me the pool is upstairs. Okay, those are not stairs. Have a great time. Thank you. Weighing 600 pounds, I want to travel. It's my only option, a cruise. Yeah, I can't go up from here. How the hell do I get up there? So I'm not positive, Joe. I'm not positive, Joe, but what I will say is that I know that I've had someone else on my live, but that was more for like accessibility. I don't know if that's like a category you fall into, but there is a page, I think it's called apieceoftravel.com, and they talk about a lot of places that would be a lot of places that are more. Is this it? Oh my God, y'all! There's a whole sign right here. Sorry, but I think that could be a good resource for you. It's called A Piece of Travel, and then by the way, y'all, if y'all are interested in moving abroad, I do have a guide in my bio. It is only $5, and in that guide, I have it's literally a resource guide. I have so much shit in there. A lot of that being, hey y'all, y'all better be lit out here. It's in my bio, and I have a ton of resources in there, including like the website for accessible travel. Oh my God, y'all, I'm out of breath. Jesus. All right, y'all, we made it to the pool finally. My friends out here lit. Hey y'all. Friends out here lit and ready. Yes, little rooftop pool. Okay. Look at the view, like. Okay. Come on, Skyline. Some Skyrise. I'm hollering at the bando. Oh my God. Couple bandos over there. I'm so tired. Y'all better have this pool to yourself. All right, y'all. Yeah, look, I'm getting in. I'm hot. All right, y'all. Are you taking applications for a man? I am not. I am very married. So, negative. And my husband will unalive you. But anyway, all right, y'all. I'm about to get in the pool. I have done my live for the day. Thank y'all for joining. Hit that follow button. Check out my bio. I got a free guide in there if you want to travel, you don't know where to start. And I do have a move abroad guide in there as well. I'll catch y'all next time.